Doug McMillan at Nova Scotia, Canada. When you fought King Kong Mosca, you cut a promo where you ripped an American dollar in half and said that was equal to a Canadian dollar. You then said a Canadian football player was half of an American player. Did that get you heat with any of Mosca's football friends up in Canada? And any other stories of fighting north of the border would also be great.
That I don't know. We never spent much time in Toronto or Canada as it was. Angelo and I were great friends. We were together in Texas. We started. I met him first in Vancouver, British Columbia, when he was first starting out, coming over from football, and he was a heel. He was a heel there. He's coming from the Toronto territory, where he was with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I guess he was picked like the best football player for 100 years, or out of a century for Canadian football, and stuff like. He's right up there at the top of Canadian football players all time. So I get what happened, and he came to Vancouver because he was a natural heel. They had a running back, I don't remember his name, an older player from the United States, and he played for the British Columbia Lions, I think they are, and he was out of, and Angelo hit him with allegedly late hit. According to Angelo, it wasn't a late hit, but it sidelined the kid's career, and he came up and it ruined the season for British Columbia. So he was a natural made heel for Vancouver when he came into Vancouver. So that's when I first met him, and then on and on into Texas, and then later he had a sister living in Aptos, which is Santa Cruz, California, and right by where I lived. And he was the heel at Lonnie Main. I was still a babyface there, but and we spent time. And then we got together. My first run through WWF he was in there, and he was the heel after me, facing Bob, the champion. So yeah, but I wrestled him. He'd finished his run in New York by that time, and he was up there, and he was the Canadian champion or whatever the belt was. Can-Am. I can't find it here. Maple Leaf Gardens.
We'll just say Canadian champion.
Yeah, it was the national champion of Canada. So I was booked. I was still hot, on the New York TV, and our TV was still carrying Toronto there. We were still running Toronto, and he had been out of New York for a while, but was wrestling, was booking himself, wrestling across Canada and different places. So it was a title match with he and I, and he was the babyface. So it was fun, it was working with Ange. He was a big agile man.